afternoon and welcome to This Week in Poker, Card Player TV's all-inclusive poker news show. The Legends of Poker at the Bicycle Casino kicks off its World Poker Tour Championship event tomorrow, and, of course, Card Player will be there.
The $10,000 buy-in World Poker Tour event features two-day ones in order to accommodate everyone who wants a piece of the action. In addition to the regulars on the tournament circuit, it is likely that there will also be quite a few celebrities in attendance due to the bike's proximity to Hollywood. There were 24 open preliminary events which preceded tomorrow's championship.
A local player, Ronnie Mcmillan, won 2 of those preliminary events. First, he defeated Amir Vahidi heads-up to win the Omaha 8 or Better event, which was good for almost $40,000. Less than a week later, Mcmillan won the Stud 8 or Better event and earned over $25,000 for that victory.
Event number 19, the World Poker Tour Ladies Night $1,000 no-limit hold'em tournament, was taken down by Pamela Brunson. Earlier in the week, Lizzie sat down with her and Doyle to talk about her first big tournament win.
I was one of the short stacks, and actually I was short stacked the whole tournament, and I just was real positive and kept telling everyone, joking around, that I was going to win. And even though I kept telling the 2 chip leaders, I had 20,000, they had 100 and 150,000. I kept saying, well, y'all are just playing for second and third, I'm going to win. And kept joking, but I just was real positive and always believed that I was going to go in and be aggressive at the end and win. And I did, so I was very excited. And
Doyle, what were you thinking when you found out she made the final table of this event?
Well, I knew she was short stacked. Actually, realistically speaking, you had to expect that she would get knocked out.
Yeah.
So, every phone call, as she was moving up the ladder, it was exciting.
And how proud were you to have your daughter win a poker tournament?
Oh, it tickled me to death. I think, it's kind of unexpected because I didn't ever think she would really get into poker.
Yeah, you told me you didn't learn to play poker from Doyle, so how did you get your game up?
I've just been playing a lot. I played Limit 17 years recreationally, and been playing quite a few years on the internet at Dole's Room, and just started practicing. Started playing No Limit about a year ago, the World Series, and just kept playing. I've been playing No Limit a year now, and playing a lot on the internet, a lot of tournaments, and live as well. I don't like Limit anymore. And it's just, I've been having fun with it and just trying and working on my play. Dad's real good about answering specific questions, and I used to watch him play when he played on the internet.
Okay.
I'd sit behind and watch, and of course I read Super System. And
so you did learn from your dad.
Yeah, and Todd will talk to me and Hoyt Corkins about poker. So, but mainly I just played. You got to get in there and play. You can get pointers from everyone else, but you got to play. And so that's mainly what I've done. But I wanted to say, when I was calling Dad, I made final 2 tables, and I called and told him I'm short stacked, but I'm just going to try to hang in. Then I called him, I said, I made final table, and then I called again every break. I'm final 5, and I'm like, I'm final 3. He's like, okay, good job, take it home, I'm going to bed. And then,
so did you call when you won?
When I won, I couldn't resist it. I'm like, I'm not going to call him if I get out.
Did she wake you up, Doyle?
She woke me up, but I knew immediately when the phone
She
rang.
wasn't calling to say she came in second.
Right.
And I called and I said, bingo, because that's what we say to each other. When Dad, you'll see, if you ever see Dad on a phone, once he wins, he's calling saying bingo, letting us know he won.
In addition to the trophy, a championship ring, a jacket, a pink chip set, the hefty cash prize, and a seat into the $10,000 Legends of Poker, Brunson also earned herself a spot in the exclusive World Poker Tour Ladies Night Out Championship event. Each year, the 6th seat on Ladies Night Out is reserved for the winner of the ladies event at the Bike, while the first 5 are awarded to women who have proved their poker skills on the World Poker Tour. The remaining 5 seats were awarded to Christy Gazes, Mimi Tran, Melissa Hayden, the First Lady of Poker Linda Johnson, and last year's Ladies Night champion JJ Liu. The WPT Ladies Night Out Championship event is scheduled for August 31st, and the top prize is a $25,000 seat in the WPT Championship.
In other tournament news, the Heartland Poker Tour's Grand Series main event also kicks off this weekend at the Grand Casino Millocks in Minnesota. The tournament has a $2,000 buy-in, and the final table will be televised. It is the culminating event of the Grand Series. 8 preliminary tournaments with smaller buy-ins preceded the upcoming event on Sunday.
On the legislative front, the Poker Players Alliance announced that they are both changing leadership and moving clear across the United States to our nation's capital. The executive director of the PPA is now John Pappas, who previously served as the vice president of government affairs for the PPA. Former President Michael Bolsarek resigned in order to stay with his family on the West Coast. Senator Alphonse D'Amato is still the chairman of the PPA.
Earlier in the week, Card Player had a chance to talk with Pappas about his new role as executive director of the PPA.
Congratulations on your new position. As Executive Director, what are your goals and aspirations for the PPA?
Well, thank you so much for the congratulations. I'm very excited to take on this responsibility and lead the more than 600,000 members of the Poker Players Alliance and hopefully lead us to victory. Our ultimate goal is to pass legislation that will clarify existing federal laws regarding poker and make it clear that Americans, law-abiding, consenting adults, can and should be able to play poker on the Internet. We are fighting right now in Washington to pass one or two varying pieces of legislation, which I know Card Player Magazine has discussed in length. That's the Barney Frank bill, which would essentially repeal the UIGEA, and then there's the bill by Congressman Wexler, which would create an exemption to the UIGEA specifically for poker and other skill games. That's our first and immediate goal. Our next goal is to have a better line of communication with our members and to motivate them more directly to engage with their members of Congress, with other elected officials, and to clearly make them advocates on our behalf. And I think we need to improve our communication with our members, and that's something I'm striving to do in the near term. And also to motivate our board of directors. We have a very stellar board of directors, and to get them more directly involved in our efforts on a day-to-day basis.
The entire interview with Pappas is set for release right here on Card Player TV next week, so make sure to check it out for all the details on the PPA's fight for poker player rights.
In online poker news, two of the biggest sites have made inter-site fund transferring available to their customers. This means that players with accounts on both Ultimate Bet and Absolute Poker can easily transfer money between the two sites without incurring any charges. The new system can also be used to transfer funds between players, though the goal is to allow players to take advantage of the available promotions on both sites.
Poker players are used to traveling the globe for tournaments, but Jean-Robert Belande has no plans to play poker during his stay in China. Belande joined the cast of the hit reality show Survivor with his eye on the $1 million winner-take-all prize. The 15th season of the show began filming in China about a month ago, which explains Belande's absence from the World Series of Poker main event. Survivor China premieres Thursday, September 20th on CBS.
This next story is reminiscent of the Old West. Two Colorado men stand accused of attempting to recover a debt from the owner of the amateur poker tour by murdering him. Believe it or not, that isn't even the strange part. Herbert Paul Beck and Christopher Lee Steelman planned to kill Matthew Sowash by using venomous rattlesnakes. Beck claims that Sowash owes him about $60,000 because of money that he invested in the amateur poker tour.
Beck and Steelman intended to build a box, fill it with rattlesnakes, and then insert Sowash's legs into the box so that he would be attacked by the reptiles. It has also been suggested that Beck and Steelman considered kidnapping Sowash's children and holding them for ransom. Steelman has been charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, conspiracy to kidnap, and extortion. Beck is in New Mexico awaiting extradition to Colorado.
For those of you who've been waiting for Season 4 of High Stakes Poker, the wait is nearly over. The first episode premieres on GSN this Monday. If you can't wait that long, check out our High Stakes Poker video right here on Card Player TV. And that sums up This Week in Poker. Tomorrow we'll be at the Bite covering the legends of poker, so be sure to stay tuned to Card Player TV. This will be the first WPT event exclusively covered by Card Player and the WPT, so for all the details on the tournament, you can rely on cardplayer.com. I'm Lizzie Harrison.
And I'm Christy Arnett for Card Player TV.